So I wasn't sure whether I was going to actually do a video of this particular box set because over the years there have been so many reissues of James Cameron's Titanic that is this a special one? I don't know. There's been collector's editions, deluxe editions, which this is. There's been special editions. There's been anniversary editions. I only own Titanic in this version. I did buy it on a 2-disc set back in the day, and I think over the years I've had a three disc set as well. But I'm okay with this one. I've not bothered upgrading to Blu-ray. I've not bothered upgrading to 4K. I may at some point. But for me, for the amount of times I watch Titanic, this set will do me. This was picked up in 2005, so it is, like 8 years after the film came out. I like the set. It's a little bit strange, as I'll get into when I start chatting about the actual discs and special features themselves. So the packaging itself is not too bad. It's cardboard, so it's not ideal. It's not exactly solid packaging. Comes out. There we go. There's nothing too fancy about this. This is the Region 2, so this is a Fox release, all fully branded and obviously bragging about the film's win at the Academy Awards. So then what we have here is we have a gatefold thing to show the 4 discs. Now, I remember getting really, really excited about this set because it's like 4 discs of Titanic. That is amazing. Now, I know the film's long. The film itself is actually split over these 2 discs. The film splits, just in case anybody's not sure where you would actually cut this film in half to go from one disc to the other. It's split at the time when Billy Zane plants the diamond in Leonardo DiCaprio's pocket, thus getting him thrown in the brig. So it's about 1 hour and 43 into the film. So it doesn't split in like a crazy place in the middle of an action sequence or anything like that. So I got really excited because like 4 discs. 4-disc sets of one film weren't really a thing. And if they were a thing, you're like, oh my God, the amount of extras that I'm going to get in this is unbelievable. And it's certainly with the production of Titanic, let's just say, and I'm going to use a few sailing puns in this. A lot of them are not intended, but I don't want to replace them anyway. The production of Titanic was not smooth sailing. There you go, that's one of them puns I mentioned. In fact, so much so there's a book on it, which I do have somewhere. I wish I'd have dug it out and I could show it on this video as well. But it goes into the whole craziness of the, over budget and struggling, and Paramount and Fox having to team up to finish the film, and the begrudged, is it begruntled or begrudged? Security guards spiking everybody's food with LSD and everybody getting sick and all that sort of stuff. So it was a very chaotic production, as you would expect from something that involves this many people and that big a budget. So I was very, very excited about all the extras. I was a little bit disappointed with the extras, but I was looking forward to the extras. Now, I'll go into those as well. So there's like a freeze frame of the special features. Now, it doesn't really go into too much detail. So disc 1 and disc 2 are the films, or the film, I should say. You get 3 commentaries, obviously, on each of the discs, 1 and 2. Commentary by James Cameron. You get a cast crew commentary by Kate Winslet, Gloria Stewart, Lewis Abernathy, and a whole bunch of others. There's a lot of people on that, and they obviously go backwards and forwards. Also, the late producer John Landau is also on the commentary. There's also historical commentary, which is by a couple of the film's advisors. That's quite interesting if you are into the actual historical side of Titanic. And then, obviously, James Cameron commentary is one of the exciting things. Disc 3 and Disc 4 are where most of the special features are, but not all of the special features. So this is where it gets a little bit complicated. And for the video part itself, I can't really make it exciting. So Disc 1 and Disc 2 of the films, they snap in quite easy. Packaging is quite nice. I'll say this about the visuals of it. It does look pretty impressive. They put a lot of visual pizzazz into it. So they snap out quite easy as well. So you got 4 of those. But where it gets interesting and a little bit confusing is the special features. So let's concentrate on disc 1 and disc 2 first. Okay, so disc 1 and disc 2, they house the film. So you get 3 commentaries over the movie. There's also something called behind the scenes mode. Now you can, this is where it's the weirdest thing. Fox had this weird thing with some box sets where the menu systems for the special features are just kind of bonkers. So you can watch the film. Oops, bumped the tripod. You can watch the film with the commentaries. We all know how to do this. You can also watch the movie with something called behind the scenes mode. Now, behind the scenes mode, you'll be watching the film and then it'll go boom, it'll take you off into this 60-second featurette about a specific making of part that is related to the bit of the film you're at. Now, there's 30 minutes of these featurettes. You can actually watch them separately. Thank God. I can't imagine anybody who would watch the 3-hour plus Titanic plus these featurettes. It would just take you, you wouldn't know which world you were living in, to be honest. Now, the featurettes are only about a minute long because when you go into the menu to watch them on their own, you can choose which one you want. And I counted them all up this morning. There's actually 30 of them. 30 minutes. So that's kind of odd. So it's a very strange feature. So then we have disc 3. Let's concentrate on disc number 3. Okay, right. So disc number 3 is probably the most interesting and also the most disappointed disc of it. And there's a reason why. So you click into the disc and there's like a special features menu. And on that are 3 little parodies. So we got Titanic parodies, okay? There's a Saturday Night Live one, which runs for about 4 minutes and 40 odd seconds. Okay, there's not really a lot there. There's an MTV skit, which got Ben Stiller in it, 4 minutes and 23 seconds. And then there's Titanic in 30 seconds with bunnies, which runs for 48 seconds, I believe, or something, which is like, I don't quite know how it's 30 seconds, but that's just weird. That's all you get on that particular, there's weird parodies thing. However, there's also a sub-menu on that disc, deleted scenes. You click in the deleted scenes, there is 44 minutes of deleted scenes, which I would love to see a version with all of those incorporated into the movie. That would be pretty impressive. Now, these scenes, you can actually have commentary by Jim Cameron, or you can just watch the deleted scenes. I haven't been through all the deleted scenes and watched them, so I'm not quite sure whether the deleted scenes are just the full scenes that are deleted or whether they branch into the actual scenes and then you get some extra stuff. I suspect it's that, otherwise you wouldn't have a damn clue where these scenes came from. So for disc 3, you get the 3 parodies and the deleted scenes. That's it for an entire disc. That's like, it's a bit of a waste of a DVD, to be honest. I'm pretty sure they could have fitted that on one of the other discs. So that's a bit of a shame. Then we go on to disc 4, which is the final disc. This is where the real sort of meat and potatoes of the special features are. So there's a marketing subsection on this disc. And in this disc, you get the HBO First Look documentary, which runs for about 27 minutes. Obviously, it's a bit of a puff piece. It's like, hey, look how great the film is. Look all the hard work we've done and blah, blah, blah. There's also a Fox special called Breaking New Ground, which is 42 minutes. So we're up to like, just over an hour worth of special features here. There's some press kit featurettes, which run for about 18 minutes in total. And you get a whole bunch of trailers. There's like 7 trailers. You get the international trailer, the American trailer, and teaser trailer, and all that sort of stuff. Then you go into another special feature menu. And there is a 1912 newsreel there. Runs for 2 minutes. Construction time lapse, which is quite interesting. Obviously, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's the construction of the ship, but time lapsed. That runs, sorry, cough, cough. 4 minutes. There is a deep dive presentation, which that is quite interesting because that is James Cameron introducing a dive into Titanic. That runs for about 14 minutes. There is a Titanic crew video, which has a disclaimer at the beginning saying, you know, even though this is light-hearted, we mean no disrespect to the people who were on the actual Titanic. So this is just a crew. It's a bit of a gag reel, and it is quite good. It's worth watching. We do get to see some footage of Bill Paxton, which you can never have enough footage of Bill Paxton. There is a tour of the ship featurette, which runs for 7 minutes. So this was before the film came out. There is a Videomatics featurette for 3 minutes and a visual effects featurette for 5 minutes. So there are, if you add up all these special features and featurettes, it's pretty hefty. It does add up to a whole chunk, plus the commentaries and so on. But it's because the menus are just all over the place. I did think about taking screenshots of the menus and putting them into this video, but I realized, well, then it would A, make more work for me, but B, it would just be a video with a bunch of screenshots, and there are that many sub-menus that, you know, life's too short for me to do all that. So I thought the explanation of all of this would be a lot easier for you. The one downside is, I remember when this edition was due to come out, there was a feature-length documentary that was apparently made and finished and, you know, ready to sail, and James Cameron just decided he didn't want to include it on the disc. So somewhere out there is a feature-length documentary about the making of Titanic, and I really, really wish that that had been done and released. Come on, Jim, release it. We want to see it. We know the film was chaotic, but it worked and it became the biggest box office film ever for a while there. So we would love to see that documentary. It's a shame that that's missing. So yes, from this box set, you're going to get a whole ton. You're going to become an expert on the movie Titanic by the end of it. But I hate it when I know there's something out there that's never going to see the light of day. As I'd mentioned at the beginning of this video, there have been subsequent editions of Titanic. I'm sure they've got different special features, but I don't know. I don't feel the need to run out and buy multiple copies of Titanic. This one will do me. I've had this since 2005. I haven't been through all these special features yet. So, you know, this'll do me for now. But are you a fan of Titanic? It's kind of cool now to bash the film, but I was there at the beginning when the film came out, and we all sat there in the cinema and we're like, oh my God, this is amazing. The ship sinking is fantastic. But then over the years, there seems to have been a little bit of a change, and people get mad at it. So who knows? But I like this edition. Other than the cardboard packaging, of course, which, you know, can sometimes get a little bit damaged. You can see a little bit of a damaged thing there. Not quite sure what happened. A bit of tape or something, I think. Yep, there we go. Just like new. Released by Fox in the UK, but it'll be Paramount, I think, in America. So are you a fan of Titanic? I am. I think it's cool. And this is just the video that I thought I would show off, just so you can have a look at yet another box set in my collection.